Hello Cancer, it's Ashley here. We're going to do your reading for the end of December. We're going to look at the week of the 27th. We're actually going to do last week, this week, and next week. And then we'll pull some tarot here. At the end of this week, so this reading goes from the 27th to January 2nd, so Happy New Year. But that is the new moon in Capricorn, which officially closes out eclipse season. So if you're interested, you could go back to that eclipse season bonus and see if any of those things have begun to transpire for you. If you happen to be curious. If not, there is, let's see, we've got Twin Flame bonus that's already out. I'll also be doing a 2022, like what's in the bag for you in 2022. We're going to look at career, finance, love, and just anything unexpected. So we're going to do that. And I hope to get those out before the first of the year. So hit that notification bell, keep your eyes out on the channel, because I'm going to be releasing extra readings through till the end of this year. So yeah, let's look and see what's been going on for Cancer for the week of the 27th. We have the Magician, the Page of Pentacles, and the Queen of Swords, the King of Wands, the Seven of Swords, and the Seven of Pentacles, the Nine of Wands, the Ten of Wands, and the Five of Cups. Bottom of the deck, Knight of Wands. Yeah. I feel like you're dealing with someone that is potentially, with this combination of cards showing up here, I do feel like this person, you either suspect that they are a bit manipulative, a bit of a player, or they are. In your experience, they may have been quite sneaky, hot and cold, on and off, a bit of a breadcrumber, and they might be, or you might have suspected that they used these methods to twist things in their favor. Could definitely be a fire sign or someone that demonstrates kind of that inspired behavior, right? That sometimes impulsive behavior. It's likely someone that's actually very attractive and you find very enticing as well. But they might only be someone that sort of brings the heat in the bedroom, whereas it seems to be lacking in stability or love or even honesty, right? So in this past position, we have the Flexible card. So I do feel like you've tried to, in some way, kind of go with the flow here rather than against it. And what I want to say is that for some of you, you might have even turned their own medicine back against them and became sort of aloof yourself towards this person. But I feel like kind of what I get here is that I think that on some level there's a realization within you that in dealing with this person, you're kind of coming up against, you know, some walls when dealing with this person. It may not even be their boundaries that you're coming up against, because we do have this as above, so below card here. We have the Magician, which is very much the same thing. And so more what I'm feeling here is like, you know how like you could try something for so long and you just keep hitting a brick wall? Or that's what it feels like. Nothing you do works. And so I feel like instead of, you know, continually ramming this brick wall, you've decided to just sit back maybe. With the Magician, the King of Wands, and the Nine of Wands, I do think you've decided to put up stronger boundaries against this person, which is kind of an interesting, I mean, it's opposite than flexible, right? This flexible card. But I think that you're being flexible, not with this person, with your own methods of manifestation. It's like you've tried something for long enough and it's not working, so now you're changing your behavior to see if that will manifest something for you, if that makes sense. So let's clarify this. You know, when the Magician shows up in the same angle as the Seven of Swords and the Five of Cups, I do feel like this person is playing some games here. So, and I don't think that's what you're seeking. I think you're seeking, you know, something more stable. Something like Pentacles rather than this sword action that's going on here. Let's get some more. With the Magician, we have the Nine of Wands. Definitely trying to protect yourself from their, I want to say like machinations, like the things that they're conjuring up here, essentially. We also have the Hermit. So I do feel like you've pulled back from this person. You might have gone silent on this person. But I also feel like it's in an effort to accomplish something here. Whether it's to get your point across, whether it's to finally free yourself from this situation or this person. There's a motive behind pulling away from them. It could just be to kind of go within and try and get a better understanding of why it's not working, right? With the King of Wands, we have the Queen of Pentacles and the Emperor. So some Capricorn, Aries energy. In some ways, I feel like you are also, if this is a work focus for you, I feel like you're also focusing in that area of your life at this time. Like you've had to pull back from perhaps a relationship here, and so you're kind of focusing on empowering yourself, really working on your own resources, creating your own stability for yourself so that no matter what this other person does, you're still solid. You're still able to pay the bills. You're still able to go out and have fun when you want to. You know, whatever it is for you. Let's look at this Nine of Wands. We have the Eight of Swords and the Seven of Pentacles. I still feel like you feel bound to this in some way. Like even if you've pulled your attention away from this person and you're no longer speaking with them, or you've kind of gone into, you know, hermit mode and your boundaries are up, I feel like you're doing this because you feel like you don't have any other choice. You And I still feel you waiting on this. It's kind of like this stuck energy where maybe in the past you felt stuck because nothing you were doing was working to help this improve. And now you feel stuck because you've decided to open up to other possibilities, other options for moving forward, but you're still in this waiting energy. I do feel like with the sevens that we're getting here, I feel like there's a lot of fears within that are sort of coming up to haunt you a little bit at this time. 777. But I also feel like there's something divinely guided going on here. So it could feel like you're stuck because you've been put on pause, if that makes sense, Cancer. So let's see how this unfolds. In the present moment, we have let it go. So I do see you attempting to release yourself from this. Even if you've already done it physically, I see you trying to manifest releasing yourself mentally, or, you know, just kind of trying to heal from the burden of it. We've got the Page of Pentacles, the Seven of Swords, and the Ten of Wands. Along with this card, there's a big aspect of forgiveness involved. Whether it's forgiving yourself for, spending time on this person, putting so much effort into this, or forgiving, whatever it is that you have conjured up in your mind, right? But I do feel like this person it's not to say that they haven't done all these things that are sneaky and difficult to accept, but with this card, it's more about forgiving in order to set yourself free. It's less about saying that, you can forgive without being okay with what they did, right? Like, doesn't make it okay. It's just releasing yourself. And I do feel like you're attempting to walk away from this in every way possible here. But there continues to be like this lingering regret or attachment here that I still feel like you're trying to figure out. Because when the Seven of Swords walks away, he's still leaving two behind. In most depictions of the Seven of Swords, there's this escape energy, but it's like he leaves two swords behind, and at first glance it looks like he can't carry them, but he's got 1, 2, 3, 4 in this arm and only 1 in this other one. So he could pick all those up and walk away. So I do feel like there's still some sort of attachment here. And I do feel like you feel like this is a burden. It's like there's this wish within you that you didn't have this attachment. But it's there. Let's see. What do we get here? Why the Page of Pentacles? The Six of Pentacles. There's that breadcrumbing energy. And the Star. Could be dealing with an Aquarius. We also have Virgo, Gemini, Capricorn, Aries, Sagittarius, Libra, Virgo again strongly. Could be any sign, but that's what's showing up here most strongly. With the Seven of Swords, we have the Queen of Cups. So there you are, attempting to get away from this and move into a more self-sufficient, independent energy where you don't feel like you have to rely on this person, right? This could be someone you were in a commitment with at one point with that Queen of Pentacles there. but I feel like you put a lot of resources into this relationship with this person. They could have also been quite controlling. Let's see, 10 of Wands, 8 of Wands, and the Hierophant. So I do feel like there's some sort of higher learning taking place with this Hierophant showing up. I do feel like you want commitment, and I do feel like you want a strong, stable bond. But I do feel like you are finding the ability to let this go. If it's helpful, do some forgiveness practices. Whether you have to journal it and then burn it. I mean, it doesn't have to be like you go talk to this person and say, okay, I forgive you for all this that you did. If you've ever practiced Ho'oponopono, that's a good method that you could try here, because it does look like you're trying to get away from this situation. It looks like you're ready to be done. It's like you're exhausted. Also, keep in mind too that when you're doing forgiveness practices, when you're, journaling about it or practicing Ho'oponopono or whatever method it is that you've tried before, there's a number of things that you could do. When you first begin, don't be surprised that you don't feel it. Like, you might say, I forgive so-and-so for XYZ. And you might kind of chuckle at yourself because you're like, yeah, right, I do. I don't forgive this person. With practice, it does improve, and you will begin to feel it. It takes some time, but I do think that would be helpful here. Because I kind of feel like this haunted feeling here. Like, you're feeling haunted by this person. But I do see movement coming in here. Let's see. In the future, we have as above, so below. Heaven and earth. So there's definitely that same magician-like quality here to that card. And, something to keep in mind as well is that if you've got this attachment here and you're trying to get away from it, right? You're trying to pull your energy away from this person completely. For one, it could just be divine timing here that you're working against, right? So go at your own pace here is what I want to say with that. But also pay attention to what you're thinking about here. Because with this situation, there's going to be a lot of emotions involved here for you. I mean, we already have the 5 of Cups showing up here. There's definitely feelings of loss and regret here. And when we add that emotional component, we begin to really manifest, right? And so I think that you're going to see clearly here with the Queen of Swords, the 7 of Pentacles, the 5 of Cups, that perhaps what you're manifesting for yourself at this time is not what you actually want. It's what you don't want, right? So that's why doing some of those practices until you begin to believe them is helpful, because it releases you on an energetic level. So Queen of Swords, 7 of Pentacles, 5 of Cups. I think you're going to set yourself free here. Like, there's clarity that on some level you might have continued to wait for this person. Let's see. Queen of Swords. We have the 5 of Pentacles. And the Ace of Cups. With the 7 of Pentacles, we have the Seven of Cups. Look at all those sevens. And the Lovers. With the Five of Cups, we have the Seven of Swords and the Six of Swords. I think you're going to find that there's no point in holding out. Ultimately, I think you're going to decide that the best thing for you is to officially release this on every level, not just physically. Not just that you're not talking to this person anymore, but you're also not waiting for them to show up and suddenly stand up for this relationship. I think you're going to realize that the only way to get what it is that you want, which is security, stability, perhaps a very deep connection with a soulmate, you're going to have to let this go. And I think that understanding that there is going to be, pain and loss involved here, right? With walking away from this. But I do feel like you're going to set yourself free. We have the Ace of Cups and the Lovers showing up here in the future position. And so I do feel like that there is a strong soulmate connection that is out there and waiting for you. But I do feel like it relies heavily upon you finally closing the door on this past person here. Below the Knight of Wands, we have the Eight of Wands, the Sun, Six of Cups. I do feel like at some point this person is going to show up and come forward. And here's the thing though. Rather than it be because you put up a boundary and stop talking to them, it's going to be because on an energetic level you finally do really move on. You finally do let go of the connection. You grieve, you forgive, you release, right? It's not going to be until that happens. So even if you are hoping for this person to return, it's not going to happen until you've officially healed and moved on from this. And at that point, it may very well be that you have no interest in them whatsoever, right? But that's officially the end of a cycle, right? When there's no more attachment. So you can't have this cycle either with them or with someone new until you've gone through the entire process. So keep that in mind. I do feel like that is what this is saying. So what's the song from Frozen? Let it go, let it go. And again, I want to say go at your own pace. Your grieving process, your release process, your forgiveness process is completely individual to you, and it shouldn't be compared to anybody else. It's going to be different for everything that you ever let go of, right? So it's not going to be the same every time. It's an individual, unique connection every single time. And so that grieving process, that release process needs to be honored. So hang in there, Cancer. I hope you found that helpful. I really do hope you have a wonderful holiday and a happy New Year to you. Again, keep an eye out for those bonus readings, and I hope to see you there. Bye.